Welcome to the NCU. I am your host today, Scott Hollinsworth. Today I am joined by I'm going to say lovely panel, to be nice. Uh, we have our usual host, Kyle Wright.
Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to be talking Spider-Man. Happy to be introduced on my own show.
That's right. Sorry, I'm a little nervous, but let's do this. We have our other lovely friend from afar, Walker Barrow.
Oh my God, Spider-Man! I'm so ready for all the villains. I'm excited.
And then, of course, we have another lovely little guest, Liam Fisher.
What's up, guys? Words cannot express how excited I am for this movie, and I think everyone else can agree with me on that.
I mean, three of us are going to be in theaters together.
Hell yeah.
That is true. I wish words could show how excited you are, because, man, your emotions ain't doing it. Come on, man. You got to get hyped for this movie.
Spider-Man!
There we go.
Yes.
Oh, like I said, I want to be like that chick in the first Spider-Man movie where she's... I'm ready.
Oh, man. We're excited. We're excited. So let's get into this, guys. So, obviously, we've all seen the trailer. I'm sure we've all watched it 100 times by now. We've all picked up on some, unique things about the villains, and some of them having Stark technology. So, first question I want to ask you guys, we've seen Doc Ock and Electro use Stark technology in the trailer. What others confirmed or rumored characters would benefit from it, and how?
Honestly, there are many different ways you could look at this. First of all, obviously, with the other two mainline villains getting it, Green Goblin would be able to really benefit from getting some Stark tech. And I mean, I'm going to just go ahead and take the cheap way out and say the nanotech, like being able to have the Goblin suit as like a nano armor that comes out of his, that comes from his blood, obviously would be one way. But I want to kind of throw just something different here. I want to see the other two Spider-Men, if they're in this movie. I guess we're still supposed to like play like they're not in it, but if they're in this movie, I think that they could really benefit from having some Stark tech.
That's a good take. I mean, we obviously see in the trailer, we got Electro with his Stark technology. You get that little Easter egg right there on the chest. Could we see Sandman come in with some fancy, I don't know, you get like the Hulk Iron Man suit that Tony had whenever he had to deal with Bruce whenever he couldn't control his emotions. Could we see some nanotech come into that where it can expand and shrink with size? Because Sandman just, as we all know, has multiple sizes that he can take to make his battle style very differing and make it difficult for whoever he's fighting. I think that would be cool. Could he possibly mutate with some of the nanotech and that add in just like a whole nother branch? I think that would be cool to see some Sandman with some nanotech.
Yeah, I hear you, Walker. I think, honestly, I've had this interesting take that hit me this morning. I was thinking that the Lizard, at that point in time where he gets transported into the MCU universe, it's from the point where Gwen Stacy's dad shot off his fingers. So I have a little theory that he might want to go and see the Cradle, which is the machine that created Vision and the one that patched up Hawkeye at the beginning of Age of Ultron. I think that could be like a driving point for him to like maybe break into Stark Tech, like maybe a factory, and see if like he can try and regenerate his fingers.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I like
pretty
that.
sweet. That's a good take.
I like that take a lot. I kind of thought of something earlier too. With Lizard and Sandman, the characters are confirmed, but the actors are not. So one thing I was thinking was, what if Sandman is Mysterio?
Oh.
Because we only see him in that giant form. So what if those are the drones kind of? I don't
It's
know.
very
Maybe.
possible. I mean, I've actually not even thought about that, but I mean, we all know
I
you
can't
like to
take
do
full
that.
credit for that one, but it's something that they said that I've been thinking a lot about, because I mean, it's true. You know, you don't really have to cast the actor for Lizard, obviously, because he's already in the Lizard form. But and obviously, if Lizard isn't in this movie, that's a character that could be easily CGI'd out for like Venom, because they've got the same motions and everything like that. But just a thought. Just a thought. All right, so question number 2. The runtime for this movie is rumored at about 2.5 hours. So, assuming the rumors are true, please let them be. I think we all want them to be. But assuming the rumors are true, how far into the movie do you guys think that we get Toby and Andrew?
I mean, Marvel likes to do us like last 30 minutes of the movie, last 25 minutes of the movie. Oh, yeah, here's everything you've been waiting for. You know, we've been talking about a real life Spider-Verse for a long time, you know, ever since Into the Spider-Verse came out. That's kind of what sparked the whole talk about what if they did that with Toby and Andrew. So I feel like a lot of the movie is going to be leading up to obviously that final climax, just because that's where it's got to be. But I think I'm going to have a little bit of faith, and I'm going to go with at least 45 minutes left in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Walker there. I think Marvel definitely knows what they're doing with like all 3 Spider-Man, and they know how excited everyone's going to be. So I think the whole first, I'd say 2/3 of the movie is going to be just a slow tease the entire time. And then like Walker was saying, the last about 30 to 45 minutes we'll get Toby and Andrew, and then maybe a little bit of something at the post-credit scene.
Oh.
I'm the opposite. The reason I say that is because in the beginning of Endgame, about 10 minutes into the movie, they decapitate Thanos, which was nowhere near what I thought was ever going to happen.
Okay.
So I think about an hour into this movie, we're going to get both Toby and Andrew's Spider-Man. Reason being is because I truly think that it needs to be built that, like, all of a sudden now Doc and Goblin, like, they also know that these Spider-Men are now in this universe. And also because at the end, you know, we still have the question of, what Strange says, you know, I can't stop them. We still don't know who them are either. And if that's at the end of the movie, you still have more to play on after that. So I'm thinking about an hour into this movie.
That would give us like a good hour and a half of a lot of constructive dialogue between the 3 Peters. I think
Exactly.
that would be awesome to see.
Yeah, I hope you're right.
I think the good dialogue is good. Like, you want that dialogue between all the characters, but I think that you guys are right in the sense, like, it's not going to be too soon because you still have to build our Peter Parker.
Yes.
You still got to give him that time to shine by himself. Let him have his own story. So, good takes.
Yeah, I can get down with all those. So with 3 more Spider-Man movies confirmed, you know, we were talking about just the few of us here, like, where do they go from here? Because, you know, there's been a lot of speculation. Is there going to be any more Tom Holland's Peter Parker? Since we have finally got confirmation that there's 3 more Spider-Man movies with Tom, what does the end of this movie look like for you guys?
To me, the end of the movie looks like maybe the end ties into maybe the beginning of Doctor Strange's into Multiverse of Madness. And I think that maybe from Spider-Man's point of view, he could be transported into a new alternate universe where there is a whole mix of different Spider-Man villains, allies, you know, friends, foes, things like that. And yeah, I think they'll play it into the beginning of Multiverse of Madness as well. I think we might see Spider-Man in Multiverse of Madness.
Ooh, okay, I'd be down for that. Me, I'm definitely going the more old school sad route, because, you know, Strange does say you can't save them all. I truly think both Toby and Andrew are going to die.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
I think,
Oh.
and
Oh.
I know that sounds, I know that sounds horrible to say, but I think both Toby and Andrew are going to die.
Curveball.
I know that sounds horrible to say, but I think both Toby and Andrew are going to die. I think I don't know. I see like Andrew's being like an accident, but like I see Toby's being very like heroic.
Very gallant. Yeah.
Like,
I can
oh
see
yeah,
that.
very much. Like I almost expect like a Logan type ending
Oh,
if this does happen. But I don't know.
Or
For
how
some reason,
how in the end of Spider-Man 2, how Doc Ock kind of saves him. It could be like a reverse situation where he's like, no,
Exactly.
now it's my
Oh.
turn.
exactly like something heroic, and I just that's how I see it going. For some
Marvel
reason, I
does
just
like-
yeah, Marvel likes to do it, so
Yeah.
I'm stuck on that.
I like that. I like it. So the end of this movie, obviously, it's got to leave us with more. So I think it's going to end up with what's the whole title of this movie? No Way Home, and everything since had its own meaning, right? Because Homecoming was Spider-Man's coming into the MCU. Far From Home was him literally being away from home. So No Way Home, I think that the meaning of that is going to end up with him being trapped in that cube. Maybe, I mean, obviously they're not going to call it this, but maybe he gets trapped in the Sonyverse, right? And like all this comes to one, and now he's trapped in the same universe as all these old Spider-Man villains, everything. So it doesn't end with him saving everyone. It ends with him taking the problem and shifting it to another universe so that he doesn't continue to hurt the people he loves, which could be seen as selfish from some points. But I don't know. I think in the last video we predicted that somebody's going to die. Most of us think it's Aunt May or Happy, which I think would be a wake-up call for Peter to be like, all right, let's get this problem out of the way.
Yeah. I kind of feel like we may get some Across the Spider-Verse action. You know, we just recently got that trailer.
Awesome.
And
by the way.
although it's an animated film, you know, the Spider-Verse is filled with different variations. You know, you got Spider Noir, who's black and white, and Spider Pig, Spider Piggy, who is Looney Tunes. So what's to say we can't have Tom Holland become animated in another thing that they got going on?
And that's how we get the animated series.
Freshman year, I mean, there's so many things coming into that. I feel like that would be cool.
Pretty sure Tom Holland is playing Spider-Man in that animated series coming to Disney Plus too in freshman year.
I
I
think
hope
so.
so.
I would, yeah.
I mean, the story is his Peter Parker, so maybe.
Yeah,
Probably.
I could see it.
All right, close us out of here, Liam.
All right, guys. So it's a Marvel movie.
Well, not close us out, but final question. Sorry.
Yeah, final question. It's a Marvel movie. Y'all know what time it is. You gotta stay after the credits. Every single credits. So,
Yes.
boys, do we have any post-credit scene predictions? Anything you might see that'll tie into future movies?
Oh God, the only thing I can think of is a Venom post-credit scene to tie him back into the Sony world. Like that's all I can think of, and that's the route of going. You know, not working, of course, with Disney anymore. That's all I can think. I don't really see another outing for unless we go, you know, to the Doctor Strange side of it, like you guys said earlier. But I mostly see a Venom credit scene. We play on to the credit scene of Venom 2.
So if you go find the last video we did on this where we answered a couple questions, I made a big time prediction where I think Doctor Strange is going to be under some kind of spell by Wanda in this movie, and that's why he is willing to go off on all these weird tangents. So every Marvel movie now seems to have, I mean, they always have two post-credit scenes. If you don't stay for the post-credit scenes, then why pay $22 for IMAX?
True.
But
Amen.
so obviously they always have one that expands their story. Spoiler, like the Eternals. Spoiler alert, because it's been less than 2 months and Walker hasn't seen it yet. If like the Eternals has the one that's built like where you get introduced to Star Fox, which builds the Eternal story, and then the next one is Dane Whitman finding the Ebony Blade and our really first like off-screen introduction to Blade, like where Mahershala Ali's voice comes in. So they always have this tendency to build off their story and to start another one. So to build off their story, I think exactly what Scott said a little bit, but just slightly different. I don't think Venom's going to be in the actual movie at all. I think Venom is more here to set up the next movie, which will be Venom 3, with Peter Parker in that movie. So, so there's one, and then the second post credit scene, I believe, will be Doctor Strange finding Wanda and being like, "Hey, you put that spell on me. I'm pissed. Multiverse of Madness. Boom."
That I like that. So obviously, we're gonna get those credit scenes. I feel like we may get a new Spider-Man that we haven't seen, obviously, in live action. I'm gonna allude back to Across the
Miles
Spider-Verse.
Morales.
Well, yeah. So
Sorry,
Miles Morales is
that
a good
excites
choice. But
us.
that's actually not what I was gonna say.
Oh,
Um,
shit! What?
So I'm alluding back to Across the Spider-Verse.
If you say live action Spider Pig, I'm deleting you from this.
2099.
Oh shit!
He was that very quick point. We all noticed it. Anybody who knows Spider-Man and anything like that was just like, that's 2099, and it just that one clip. What if he pops up? Strange things. Okay, they're here. This is it. And that last Spider-Man comes up, and now he's there, following the climax of all the fights, regardless of who dies, and they obviously think the fight's over, but now this new Spider-Man has showed up. Second post-credit scene will kind of play off that. I feel like we may get some Agatha in some form of fashion. What if she comes in and hexes 2099? There's your villain 2099.
Okay.
I feel like I'm reaching a lot here, but I think that would just be so cool to see.
I mean, some of this has got to be reaches, right?
Right.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, if everybody has the same prediction, then it's going to be dog shit.
Yeah.
So.
That's fair.
I mean, just grabbing back on to what Walker said in the last question, actually, I think like we may see a live action version of Miles Morales possibly, and the same thing with Spider-Man 2099. But the only thing that I'd say where we won't see a live Spider-Man 2099 is because he is voiced by Oscar Isaac, who is also confirmed to be Moon Knight.
That's fair.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
But I think it's a perfect opportunity if they wanted to do a live action Miles Morales. That would be perfect for them to tie in with Across the Spider-Verse, which I think the second post-credit scene will be the second part of that trailer, which they dropped a few days ago.
That's what they did for the last one,
yeah,
right?
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they did the last one.
Yeah.
I hate to just throw a question out there that why we didn't rehearse, but I want to hear from you guys. And I know I'm not the only person that's thought about this. There's absolutely no way. Any other surprise cameos we might get in this movie? Because it almost feels like more of an Avengers kind of movie at this point.
It's kind of getting that way.
So I mean, any others? Because I personally, I think this might be it for Deadpool.
Oh,
That's
man.
bold.
I mean, and
I
listen,
need it.
and this is a major reach. So I have no theory on how this could happen, but the Deadpool 2 post-credit scene, he's got his little time thing from Cable, and he's jumping from time to time. So what if he gets stuck in this one?
If he is who Strange can't hold back, I swear to God.
What the shit?
See,
I
I was going to comment on that because we all know at the end of all the recent Spider-Mans, they've cut out the F-bomb mid-sentence. What if he just flops down, just lands on his ass, and he's like, what the, and just cuts.
That would be such a Disney thing to do.
Oh, I think that would be hilarious. I'm gonna have to get on the Deadpool bandwagon. I would love to see that.
I hate to curb it, but I feel like we all have heard, and it's pretty well known at this point. We're getting Matt Murdock now.
Yes.
We're getting Daredevil.
Yes.
Daredevil.
And I feel like not many people talk about that. He's in this movie.
Yeah.
And no one's really talked about what his role is going to be, which honestly I don't know either. Because he's a lawyer, so I don't know what the hell it could be.
He might want to be Peter Parker's attorney because everyone
Yeah.
thinks he killed Mysterio since his identity was revealed.
Oh, that is right. That is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how. Oh, that is.
That might be how
genius.
he's introduced into the MCU.
And I mean, it
That's
makes sense
genius.
because Hawkeye is really leaning towards introducing Kingpin here.
Yep.
So, and I think it's almost been, it's not directly confirmed, but D'Onofrio is going to be playing Kingpin. And
God, I can't wait.
the MCU as well.
So
If you haven't watched Daredevil on Netflix, it's very poorly done, but it's a very good show.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, like imagine watching Marvel on
On the
a
CW?
yeah, on the CW, right?
Basically.
Like with the DC show budget. It's a very good show though, very good. Charlie Cox kills it. So does Vincent D'Onofrio.
That's fair. Yeah.
Liam, any off the walls?
Ooh, that is a great question. I think possibly, maybe, we might see Kirsten Dunst come back as like Toby's
Oh.
Mary Jane, and then Emma Stone, perhaps as Andrew's Gwen Stacy, maybe.
I want her to be
I don't
dead,
know.
and that's our lead up to Marvel Zombies.
That could be something.
Emma Stone's dead. I don't think we can bring her back.
Oh yeah, true.
Not Emma Stone's
Because,
not
I mean,
dead.
all these
Not, Emma
villains
Stone's
were
not
plucked
dead.
at the moment of death. I mean,
All right, then, but she has to fall into screen then.
well, then she's just going to be dead.
Ah,
Like,
she gotta
yeah,
die.
there's Kirsten.
She'll die twice.
Just win.
That's true, Walker. Good. I mean, if we're playing the whole like that guy's dead thing, that obviously does not.
What I mean,
I think everyone knows in superhero movie logic, nobody's really dead. Nobody-
I call
nobody really
Ben
dies.
Parker. Uncle Ben's coming back. He's gonna find some way to be walking up and be like, "Hey, what's your name?" He'd be like, "Oh, I'm Peter. Oh, nice to meet you."
Hello, Peter.
Uncle Ben's gonna be really happy if he comes back in the Tom Holland's universe.
Yeah, because
He'll walk in and see Aunt May and be like, yeah.
Gotta get that little blue pill.
You go from the old Aunt May to Marissa Tomei, he'd be like, I like it here.
I like it here.
Spider-Man 4, I don't want to go home.
No way I'm going home.
No way I'm going home.
This is my home. Oh my god.
Oh, man. I don't know. I mean, we're, a week away from this movie. It's going to be, some people will be able to see it next Thursday, which means I'm going to have to deactivate my social media for 48 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, quick disclaimer. Don't be that asshole
No.
who spoils the ending. No,
Yeah.
it's not funny.
I'm
It's
gonna have
really
to
not.
leave every Facebook group I'm in for Marvel stuff.
Yeah, I know we weren't able to see Endgame until Saturday, and before we went and saw it, I had it spoiled on Facebook that Tony snaps and dies, all from Facebook, all from groups that I'm in, and
Yep.
so luckily this time I stayed up till 2 a.m. to buy the tickets. Which give me some. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
yep. Have fun in North
Well,
Carolina,
you-
Walker. You piece of.
I'm just gonna be by myself.
I did tell him there was a ticket next to us. You're in that group
Oh, I know.
chat, Scott. You're in that group chat.
I saw the picture evidence.
Yep. I tried. We have a row of 10 seats, by the way.
God.
10 of us.
We got like the back middle, right?
Yeah, we're in row G.
Yeah.
Yep. And my credit card number is. All right,
I'm
Scott.
mad. I'm mad. I'm mad. You only devoted yourself to that pause for 2 seconds. You should have held that for like a solid 2 minutes.
Just the rest of us keep going with the show, and Kyle's just still frozen in frame.
Yeah, just.
I'm gonna do it for the whole rest of the closeout. All right. My billing address is.
Well, y'all, thank y'all very much for listening to this episode of Nerd Culture Undisputed. That is terrifying. Please hit that
Absolutely.
like and subscribe button, y'all. And thank you, gentlemen, again for joining me on my first episode as host.
Of course. Thank you for
Hopefully not
having
my
me.
last.
You did great.
But y'all, until next time, y'all remember to nerd out.
Woo!